I mean, we can talk about the basics. Like that's where I always go with these
Right.
shows is like talking about okay, so why are we talking about exposure? Like why is this honestly it's like a controversial thing.
Why is it even a contentious issue? Yeah.
Right. Especially in our line of work. Like cuz being a content creator is literally like our job is to be exposed, right? Like that's how we grow that and we need exposure to grow and to make this a job is it that's what it comes down to, right? But it doesn't,
That's very true.
it doesn't directly pay the bills, but it is a means to be established in this industry. So why is it so controversial?
Oh, for me.
I mean
I
anyone, yeah.
there's so many different types of exposure too, and one of the things that I was going to focus on or talk about is the general exposure versus the targeted exposure. But the
Sure.
it being controversial is because we are people, and for us as streamers, I think it's more about community. At least for a lot of streamers, it is. And so thinking about the exposure side of it, it starts to get more into the business side, which is what we need. But at the same time, we don't want to make it seem like we don't care about the people in our communities and all that kind of thing. So it can be there's like a balance there that everybody's trying to figure out, and it's Twitch is still growing, and we're just trying to figure it out. So it's really tough, I think.
And the landscape and atmosphere of that sort of changes over time too, right? So it's
Mhm.
like the nature and value of exposure shifts gradually, and sometimes with big upsets,
For sure.
and also with a variety of types of organizations, and sometimes fluid, sometimes rigid structures that come into the space and start shaping it. Sometimes predatory, sometimes most of the time with just a traditional sort of business mindset. And then how that sort of changes our approach and perspective. I think that's a reason to continue talking about it over and over again, and also why it remains contentious. Why every 3 months you see another 2 or 3 days of talking about it on Twitter, and it keeps coming back up.
Absolutely. And to piggyback on what you said there, one of the reasons I think exposure is such a hot word and such a controversial topic as a whole is we hear that word, and as you guys mentioned, it is valuable for, especially for a content creator, to you want people to watch your content, right? You need to be exposed to the people that are sitting behind their computers or their phones across the world who are consuming the content and want to engage. However, as the classic expression goes, exposure doesn't pay your bills. And as somebody grows their channel to the point where a brand is interested in working with them, the brand has recognized, wow, this person has a lot of people watching them. I would like my product to be, I would like this broadcaster to show my product, whether that be a video game or a traditional what we would call like a non-endemic product. Once that comes to the point, that's when you should ask for more. And we'll dive further into that.